Summon Ninja Online, guys. Welcome back to Shadowrun Dragonfall. This is chapter 29. I think this is chapter 29. I'm almost positive. When we last left off, we jumped down in here in the sewers. They had planted 3 bombs. I had, 11 turns to disarm all 3. We split up the team. Idra and I went one way, while Glory, Dietrich, and Dante went the other. If you don't remember, Dante is our friendly pet hound. Anyways, though, we split it up, met in the middle, we secured it all, got it all done within the time frame, and now we're about to head topside. Let's get into this. I'm excited. We're nearing the end of the game, you can feel it. The Cruz Bazaar. You emerge from the foulness of the sewers only to be met with the equally dark stench of cordite and death. Although you saved the Kais, it is far from unharmed. Residents wander the streets dazed, holding their wounds, tending to others, observing the damage. The look in their eyes tells the story. Their illusion of safety have been shattered. You enter Paul Amsel's trade emporium already knowing what you'll find there. The knowledge doesn't make the discovery any easier. I'm like mad hyped. Not because we're almost done. Like I am excited that we're almost done this, but it's a bittersweet. Like I do thoroughly enjoy playing this, but like I said, I just can't wait for the next game, even though I know it's gonna piss me off to no end. All right. Ooh, we got 8 karma. I like that. Once again, the team let me try that again. Once again, the team gathers around Paul Amsel, but tonight he has no more missions to offer and no advice to give. His body lies motionless on the hardwood, cooling in the night air. The ruin of his face has been hidden under a burlap tarp. For several minutes, nobody speaks. Finally, Dietrich steps forward. I think we should say something. Good God. About Paul. There's another moment of silence, then Idra speaks up. I'll go. Idra brings herself to attention, stares straight ahead. Paul Amsel was an important member of this team, and he supported us well. He said what he was going to do, and he did it. That's rare. That's worthy of respect. She looks down at the body. There's a long pause before she speaks again. Thank you, Paul Amsel, for everything. Another pause. Her voice softens. I was out of position when they came for you. I couldn't save you. I'm sorry. The others shift uncomfortably, not knowing what to say. Glory breaks the awkward moment, her voice a frosty monotone. I appreciate what Amsel did for us. It's another loss, one that this team can't afford. Glory's eyes sweep across the group, then land on Amsel's body. Her expression is impossible to read. After a moment, she turns her head to look at you. Losing people is hard, no denying it. Paul was a good one and will be missed. Dietrich nods in agreement and crosses himself. Ja, he was. Goodbye, Paul. Gotti Sirmatter. Don't know what language that is. Gingerly, Blitz steps forward. His hair is mused and there's a fresh bullet hole in his jacket. He smells like smoke and blood and stale sweat, and his hands tremble as he takes them out of his pockets. Well, I didn't know Paul as well as the rest of you, but he seemed like a good guy. He shuffles his feet. I didn't want to see this happen, at any rate. You okay, Blitz? Looks like you and Mallet saw some action back there. Yeah. His eyes remain fixed on Amsel's body. I'll live. As if in turn, Dante lowers his head slightly, lets out a heavy sigh, and closes his eye. We'll miss you, Paul. Don't worry about the body. I know what to do. Be respectful, but be quick. After all, it's only a shell. Paul is what Monica now. We're all going to be with Monica soon if we don't do something. The Firewing came after us once. She'll do it again. She doesn't care if she brings down an entire Kais to get to us. Can't argue with that, boss. While Fear Schwinge lives, the Cruz Bazaar is at risk. Our friends, our home, everything that Monica and Paul fought to protect. They'll all be destroyed if we don't put an end to her first. Come on, everyone. Let's go to look at that optical chip. I want to see what we're dealing with. I agree. I do have 8 points. I thought I had 2, though. No, because I had 2 points, and then I got another 2 points for turning something in, so. I remember now. Unfortunately, I'm no, never mind. I already have 4. Duh. I was going to say I'm 1 short because I didn't think I had 4 yet. I got Deadeye now, so I can increase the hit by 20%, pierces up to 2 armor, cooldown, 3 rounds. It's a good start. I wouldn't mind getting body to 6 maybe. Kind of cap it off. Looks like our team leveled up, so let's go ahead and deal with that now. Speed loader, gain ability, tactical reload. That's probably what I'm going to take. Or Sniper Rifle Specialist 3, gain ability Snapfire. That's a super hard one, but I think Tactical Reload is what I want there. Dragon Slayer's Wrath replaces Dragon Slayer Idol. Or Dragon Slayer's Shield. Let's go for Shield, because I don't usually have him in the midst of things. Trauma Specialist 2, gain an upgraded Boomona kit. Or Gear Revolver, gain a Ruger Super Warhawk. Probably that. And then for Blitz, we got Pain Suppression, Augment Decking, or Nova Hot Targeting, upgrade Mark Target. I was gonna say that, but it's only when he's in the Matrix. I guess the Nova Hot Targeting. Team's all leveled up. Alright. I don't really have anything else, right? I think I might have pay data on the computer. It's a big might. Apparently I can climb down there. Mission computer. The cool blue tones of the workstation's main menu fill the screen. A blinking message in the upper right corner notifies you that you have one unread message. It's like the 7th time I've read that. Fireworks. The screen flickers the life and Heinrich's face appears. He raises a little liter of beer to the screen and salute. Hey Cyber Ninja, that fireworks display that mysteriously went off at the Azzy compound was a thing of beauty. We wish you could have been in the coffee shop with us to see it, but we understand that you had more important things to do. Come by for a drink sometime and we'll raise a toast to the rubble. The message ends and the image fades. You find yourself back at your inbox. Yeah, I do have pay data. I got 540 yen for that. Read the contents of Alice's optical chip. You slot the optical chip into the computer's waiting chip jack. On the screen, Alice's office blossoms into view. A half second later, a real-time simulation of Alice appears. Seated behind her mahogany desk, something about it reminds you of a figure from a wax museum, lifelike but dead inside. It greets you with a fascist smile of Alice's joyless smile. Customer name, Cyber Ninja. Its voice is hollow, synthetic, an automation masquerading as a living woman. One who you've never ever met in the flesh. Account number 1012579. Greetings, valued customer. I am an offline simulacrum of the Alice persona. I have been included on this chip to answer any questions that you might have about your information purchase. Nifty piece of tech. Not now, Blitz. If you're ready to proceed, I will present Alice's finding. You may interrupt this presentation at any point by saying, Alice, I have a question. We're ready. Let's get this show on the road. Very well. Commencing presentation. The simulacrum goes rigid for a moment, then seems to relax. When it speaks, it sounds more natural, as though the real Alex is speaking through it. Alright, Cyber Ninja. I've got good news for you, and I've got bad news. Let's start with the good news. I found Vauclair, and he is alive. Thank God. The trail to your missing doctor was a long and slippery one. The fee that you paid me barely covered my costs for the job. I sent a team into the Sox on a fact-finding mission. I bribed government officials. I greased the palms of wage slaves at megacorps all across Europe. Each step I took eliminated possibilities, drew me a little bit closer, and finally, I found the place where Vauclair has been hiding, or is being held, rather. The simulacrum makes a sweeping gesture with its right hand, and an image switchblades onto the screen. A grainy overhead photograph anointed with map coordinates. You recognize it immediately. This is where you'll find him. He's being held captive at a remote estate called the Harfield Manor, of course. You've got to be kidding me. He was there the whole time? Glory says nothing. She just studies the photograph and nods. Okay, nobody tell me. I get it. This is something else that I missed. Say nothing. The simulacrum pauses, and a brief tremor washes over its body. Its eyes flutter, and you can hear the sound of your computer working to process more of the chip's data. Ida turns to address the team. If Vauclair is at Harfield, we've got problems. The last time we broke into that place, they took Monica out. It was a miracle that any of you got out alive. Yeah, but now we know what's down there. This time we'll be prepared for it. We can handle this. I just shakes her head. No, it'll be even worse this time. The first time we went in, we had the element of surprise on our side, but now they'll be expecting us. They're hunting us, remember? Their security team is going to be waiting for us. Dietrich, that Udrin bastard is going to be waiting for us. And even if we make it past them, we're going to have to deal with the dragon in the basement. Well, what else can we do? Cut and run? The last time I checked, that wasn't an option either. Even if it were, I wouldn't take it. I'm not running from this. Not after what they did here tonight. None of us are, Glory, but Archer's right. We can't just go charging in there again, not without some kind of edge. The simulacrum jerks back to life. It resumes speaking blissfully, unaware of the conversation that is cutting off. And now, Cyber Ninja, on to the bad news. You now know where Vauclair is, but rescuing him will not be possible. Alice, I have a question. He continues without waiting for a response. Why the hell not? In the course of my investigation, I encountered something terrifying in the Matrix. It was fast, cunning, and very defiantly intelligent. I'm convinced that I can only escape because it let me go. It could have killed me in a heartbeat if it wanted to. The thing that I met is protecting the Harfield Manor, and it's going after anyone who gets too close to what's happening there. Alice, what did you see in there? What is going after these people? By way of explanation, I would like you to read the following document. The simulacrum makes another sweeping gesture, and the menu slides back onto the screen. This time it is filled with text. What you're looking at is an archived forum discussion from the early days of the Shadowland BBS. Blitz stares at the text on the screen. It isn't kidding, Chief. This discussion is dated back to 2036. That's ancient history in the decking community. It probably isn't even correct to call these guys deckers. Hackers would be a more appropriate term. When you're finished reading it over, say, Alice, I'm done, and we can continue. Let's read the archived discussion. As you lean in to read, the text slowly begins to scroll up from the bottom to the screen. You all hear about the SK team they got crisped a few hours ago. A whole lab's worth of researchers, all burned and broken beyond recognition. Ugly stuff. At this point, who hasn't? Power spike got them right through their data jacks like a bolt of lightning to the brain. A 1 in a million accident is what they're saying. And you believe that? Got a more plausible explanation. Yes, actually, it was a cleanup organization. Color me intrigued. What were they cleaning up? Okay. A secret project that Lawfree didn't want anything to do with. You might have heard rumors about it. The project name was Apex, of course. And you've lost me. Apex Clockwork? Seriously? The old line of Drek? I'm telling you, jokers, Apex is real, or at least it was, until the Whizworm pulled the plug. Come on, Clockwork. We're still decades away from seeing a fully functional AI. You know that. Those Apex stories that have been floating around, they've just some conspiracy nuts wet dream. Fine, keep your heads in the sand. Some of us know the truth when we read it. Okay, Clock, I'll humor you, but riddle me this. If Lawfree hadn't armed an optional AI in his claws, why kill it? You remember what happened to most of Echo Mirage? The crash virus killed them, fried their brains, but I don't see what they've had to do with anything. With the commercial release of the CDT-1000, some security firms are working on counter-intrusion software that could do the same thing. Black IC. You can look it up if you don't believe me. Whoa, scary stuff, man. Well, the goal of the Apex project was even scarier. IC waits for you to come to it. Apex wouldn't be bound by those restrictions. It could go out hunting, hit its targets when they least expect it. That's why they called it Apex. It was designed to be the apex predator of the digital world. And so, rather than using it to his advantage, Lawfree decided to kill it in the cradle. The Whizworm's no fool. Some things are too dangerous to play around with. How would you put that genie back in the bottle if it ever slipped out of your control? Answer, you couldn't. And then it would take over the world. Okay, this thread has officially gone off the rails. I'm closing it down for the good of mankind. A slow scroll of text comes to a stop. Alice, I'm done. The simulacrum jerks back to life. This then settles into a neutral pose. There are no official records of the Shadowrun database to support the existence of the Apex project, but the thing that I encountered was Apex, of that I am certain. Just as I am certain that Apex was responsible for the deaths of Monica Schaefer, Green Winters, Clockwork, Peerage Green, and a score of other deckers over the last 16 years. Blitz raises his hand. Hold up, Alice, I have a question. I thought they said that Lawfree killed Apex. They speculated as much, yes. They were wrong on that count. I do believe that Shadowrun was developing Apex as a tool for Matrix warfare. I'm also convinced that the IT personnel who were killed were the Apex development team, but I don't think that Lawfree was responsible for their deaths. Apex killed them. That'd be my guess, yes. In the turmoil surrounding Lawfree's buyout of Shadowrun, a number of projects went missing. I believe that Apex was appropriated by a member of Fierschwind's organization at this point. It was then unleashed on its own development team to silence them. Since then, it has provided information control for the Firewing. Get readjusted here. A pet AI would explain how Fierschwind has managed to maintain her conspiracy and avoid detection for the past 2 decades. Anytime anyone gets close, the AI takes them out and scrubs the record clean. So there's your bad news, Cyber Ninja. Vauclair is being held at the Harfield Manor, but knowing that does you no good because you can't approach the place. I doubt you could open the door without Apex frying you. We did last time. They were trying to protect their secret, like Udrin said. If we hadn't gone down to the basement, they'd let us go. Apex didn't react to us until Monica attempted to force the door to the basement. And now that the cat's out of the bag, they have no reason not to pull out the big guns on sight. That treats grimaces. You're right, we can't go back while Apex is in place. The room falls into silence. Finally, Idra turns to you. What's the play, Cyber Ninja? We can't turn back now. If Apex is standing between us and Vauclair, then we need to find a way to kill Apex. Fucking A, boss, I'm in. Did you hear that, Alice? Do you have any suggestions? The simulacrum hitches again, then the pause stretches. Finally, it comes back to life. The AI has a kill switch, but Alice deemed any additional contact with Apex to be an unjustifiable risk. Attempting to reach the kill switch would be inadvisable. I'll be the judge of that. Alice, tell us about Apex's kill switch. The simulacrum stares at you with dead eyes. Thanks to my close encounter with the AI, I was able to run a trace on it. Through this trace, I discovered the physical address of a backdoor access point for Apex's programming. An old Sadri Krupp research lab, long since abandoned and fallen into disrepair. The facility is now hotly contested gang territory. I have also determined that a kill switch for the AI exists somewhere in the basement of this facility. I'll provide you with a physical address. I don't like the smell of this, Chief. It said that Apex let Alice escape. He turns to address the simulacrum on the screen. Alice, why would a Matrix Warfare AI let you to run a trace on it? It stares straight ahead. Its eyes are dead. I'm afraid that the answer to that question falls outside of the scope of my written parameters. The simulacrum stutters one final time, then looks up at you with an apologetic smile. You've now reached the end of this presentation. I have been encoded with the file message from Alice to Cyber Ninja. Playback commencing. The simulacrum's eyes go wide and the life floods back into it. It stares directly at you. Cyber Ninja, if you didn't listen to me before, listen to me now. Drop this. Stop going after Vauclair. Get out of Berlin. And stay out of the Matrix. I'm telling you this is for your own good. That's all that I have to say. I'm following my own advice. I'm out. Don't try to contact me again. The simulacrum reverts to its idle state, slumping like a puppet with the strings cut. Its eyes glaze over, its face goes slack. Then the screen cuts to black. Okay. So the Dragon has a killer AI in charge of security. I can't say I'm surprised, but then nothing surprises me anymore. We know what killed Monica, we have a name for it, and we know how to kill it. That's good enough for me. We know what we have to do. We can either stand around talking about it, or we can go do it. Agreed. We shut down Apex, then we re-enter the estate and rescue Vauclair. He's the key to this whole thing. Sounds like a plan, boss. I still say that all this is crazy talk, Chief. Taking on an AI isn't just a bad idea, it's suicide. So my vote is to cut and run. Blitz surveys the rest of the team, sees the determination in their faces. Finally, he sighs. But if you're really doing this, you'll want the best decker you can find along for the ride. Oh my god, he's still on this. And I guess that nominates me. Woo! Alice said that the kill switch is located in some old SK facility. Assuming that the site was shut down sometime after the Apex project disappeared, it could have stood empty for years, maybe decades. She also said that the building was in gang territory now. I wonder if it'll be anything like Das Kasselhaus was. God, I hope not. There's only one way to find out. Let's get prepared. This thing isn't going to kill itself. And don't forget, boss, we're taking on an AI here. I'd recommend bringing the best cyber deck that you can afford. Something tells me that we're going to need all the firepower that we can get. Iger begins her weapons check. Improvise, adapt, overcome. Whatever is there, we'll deal with it. First, we find our way into that basement. She peers through the scope on her sniper rifle, and then we kill the AI that killed Monica. Damn right. The team breaks to begin gearing up. As she slides a shell into her shotgun, Idra catches your eye. You did good out there, defending the Cruise Bazaar. You've had our backs the entire way. Make good decisions. In this job, we work together or die alone. Idra scowls at the floor, nods. True. You're right. Again. Come on, you two. We've got a job to get ready for. Let's go give Dante those good pets, though. So, Cyber Ninja, Dante was very helpful out there, but I am a bit concerned about his... Don't worry about it, Dietrich. It's under control. If you say so. He's not a normal dog, not by a long shot. Is he possessed? I assumed you've checked his aura and discovered he's part hellhound. Monica trained him for months to be combat ready, so I knew he was a hellhound. We had a hellhound in this house, and Monica didn't tell us for months? Cyber Ninja has him under control. Dante performed well in the field, followed commands flawlessly. I have no concern. Welcome to the team, Dante. Who's a good boy? Alright. I'm pretty much ready. I have all the gear I want. There's not really going to be anything else I want. I think I'm well more qualified than Blitz is, but I might just bring Blitz along for this next run anyways. I don't know, we'll see. Where would you like to travel? Assemble the team and travel to the coordinates that Alice provided to find a backdoor access point and shut down the Apex AI. If that wasn't already a full mouthful. I love that. Your dog, whether you like it or not. Of course I want Dante. Of course I like Dante. Alright, so Iger is definitely coming with us. Fuck, this is hard. I only get 4 people. Well, I only get 3 people because myself, right? I don't want to bring Dante. I trust Dante fully. He's a huge, valuable part of the team, but he just doesn't have the skill set I need. So Dante is out. I feel a sense of entitlement that I should bring Glory and Dietrich with me because we're seeing something through that means a lot to this team. However, my hesitation is that I want to take Blitz because having a second decker would be good, even though I think my skills are better. I can confirm this here in a second. No, he has decking 8. Wow. I have decking 5 plus 1, so I have decking 6. This dude has decking 8. Maybe I should. I wanted to bring him because of the drone control, to be honest, in case I run into stuff like that. So, unfortunately, I'm going to say yes. Well, let me just say this way. I am going to say yes to Blitz. So it means, unfortunately, I either cut Glory or Dietrich. And that's a hard one in itself. I'm thinking probably Dietrich for this one. But those heals come in huge. I want to take Glory because she has that ability. Let me yawn here and think about it. My bones crack. No big deal. This is what it comes down to. I can either take Dietrich for heals and support, or I can take Glory for the security of being able to revive team members. On the flip side, I could leave Iger behind and take Dietrich and Glory. But I feel like that's a bad idea because Iger is a really good powerhouse and I feel like we're going to need it, especially if we're going to gang territory. And if we're going to need power, we're going to need both heals and resurrection. It shouldn't be this hard, I know. I'm going to take Dietrich. Yeah, I'm going to take Dietrich. Hopefully this pans out. I think it's about time to open this freaking energy drink. I've had it sitting here at my desk for the last 23 minutes, I guess it's been, since I've been recording. And, yeah, I think it's about time to crack into it. Apex Rising. Apex, an artificial intelligence designed for matrix warfare. The thought of it sends a chill down your spine. For years, the shadows have been ripe with rumors of true AI. Names like Mirage and Psychotrope have fueled conspiracy boards on the Shadowland BBS since 2029. Most savvy Shadowrunners dismiss their stories as bunk. But for what Alice has told you, at least one of the stories is real. Apex is waiting for you somewhere down in the basement of an abandoned Satyr corrupt lab. Unfortunately, you're going to have to wade through a lot of gang territory to get there. I also feel like it's a bad idea to do any decking while it's still alive, rather, because, I mean, duh. Excuse me. Got that good in me. Medical supplies, equipment. I reckon they're selling stuff. If not, I could always kill them and take it. Ulrich. Let's go ahead and talk to him because I really don't have a choice. A huge orc in ragged combat fatigue steps forward to meet you. He walks with the swollen bravado of a man who's used to getting what he wants. One of his meaty arms jerk up, hand held upright in the universal sign for stop. The other clutches a bulky assault rifle. The orc inspects you. His body language is decidedly unfriendly. You don't look like a magnificer. You don't look like a magnificer. You're not one of us, and I'm guessing you aren't here for the hub either. So tell me, who are you and what's your interest in this building? Best step back and stand down before you get hurt. His lips curl into a disdainful sneer. You sure you want to go down that road, friend? We've got you outgunned and we're in no mood to be screwed with. Neither am I, so do you want to drop the tough guy act? I'd rather not have to kill anyone today. The orc gives you an appraising look. My kill list is already full up for the day. Long as you stay cool, we can settle this peacefully. Good call. That's awesome. His face pauses for a moment to consider, a thoughtful look of it in his face. You look like you can handle yourself. We might actually be able to use you. Easy money if you're interested. If not, well, the assault rifle in his hand shifts position slightly. That's a different conversation. Excuse me. I had to burp. What exactly do you want us to do? Idra's tone is neutral. Her posture relaxed, but one of her hands casually comes to rest on the butt of her shotgun. Aldrich doesn't seem to notice. We're having some trouble with the local mage gang, the Magnificers. I shouldn't have drank anything. Now I have the fucking hiccups. The orc turns his head and spits. They attacked us without warning, took up in our building, and kicked us out onto the street. Me and my boys were the rightful protectors of this block, but the assholes that screwed us, they've got the building buttoned up pretty tight. We can't get in there to make things right, but maybe you can. If you can enter the building and do some damage to those Dreki Magnificers, the Arbiters would be willing to pay you 200 Niran per kill. You bring me back the amulets and you get paid. How's that sound? Idra raises an eyebrow. Your call, fearless leader. You know the timetable we're working on. $200 Niran per head ain't bad, but from where I'm standing it looks like you need my help, and that tells me that you can do better. Fine, 250 per head, but that's my final offer. Works for me. Good. Yeah, I think that this will work. Idra gives you a small nod. Her hand falls away from the stock of her shotgun. You need anything else, or are you ready to go crack some skulls? Anything I should know about the building before I head inside? You'll probably see some burnouts floating around the ground floor. They're all there for the hub. It's like some kind of church or something. Guy called Parson runs it. Between you and me, they're all batshit crazy. Not dangerous, just nuts. Why'd you keep them around all then? Because a lot of them are rich. They paid a direct load in rent, and we redistribute their wealth to the common man. I can support that. He gives you a slow nod. It's what we do. Just one more thing. I need to get into the basement. Anything you can do to help me out? Take another sip. Basement. What could you possibly want to go down there for? I just need to get in. Can you get me in or not? Yeah, I can help you out, but it'll cost. Yeah, of course it will. That just sneers. Another Bush League extortionist trying to milk us for cash. You've got the wrong idea. I don't need Niran, friend. What I need is Thermius's head on a fucking platter. Problem is, he's holed up somewhere in the building, and we don't know where. Best guess, he's hiding somewhere upstairs in a room with no exterior windows. Yeah, that makes sense. Somewhere, probably someplace close, he stashed the power coupling for the elevator. He pulled it to keep us from getting access to the guns we stashed in the basement. So you find and kill Trithymius, grab the coupling out of his apartment, and bring me that stupid amulet he's always wearing, so I know he's dead. He cracks a grin. Then I give you the control chip that I pulled when we had to fall back. Slot them back onto the elevator, and it'll take you straight to the basement. Well, I'm gonna have to fight these guys out in there anyways, so let's see if we can avoid fighting these guys. Alright, I'll see what I can do. Good, just remember, no amulet, no basement. Now go on through and show that little prick what it means to screw with the Arbiters. Alright, let's head in there.